I think this was more like of an emergency, like we gotta nerf this super OP stuff, but there's just so much more that needs changing. But that's gonna be seen, you know, in Season 2. So after the Tekken World Tour is over, like this game is really balanced in my opinion, outside of like the top 10. Top 10 need to come down. What's up, guys? TheMainManSWE here. Hoping you're all doing awesome as always. That's what I always say, right? It's scary, dementia. Well, it's early morning. Hope you're all doing well. Patch 109 has officially dropped, and we have some changes. We've got some nerfs to Dragunov, we've got some Alisa, and my old man eyes can see. Did they nerf Heihachi? I certainly hope not. And then we have Nina and Devil Jin. Okay, but that seems to be behavior stuff. But I can see here that we have some balancing, of course, on Alisa and Dragunov. A lot of people, I've already glanced at this quickly. I'm going to go over it now. A lot of people have said, like, my dear lord, where is Yoshimitsu? Where are all of these other characters? And I believe we're going to do a big balance patch after Tekken World Tour Finals. Because, you know, you have a huge competition right now, which is basically the Tekken World Cup. If they want to wait until after it's all over, is my guess, until they do, like, huge balancing sweeps across the roster. So I think we just have to wait until Season 2 starts, which is probably in, like, January, February, something like that. You'll see big balance changes, which is why Yoshi has not been touched this patch. You probably want to see additional nerfs on Fengwei still, King, Jin, Yoshi, Xiaoyu. You know, there's a lot of characters we could mention, but my guess is they're hitting Dragunov now because he is so obviously overtuned and he's all over tournaments. And then interestingly, they hit Alisa, which I think is good. She's an OP character, but you haven't seen her that much in tournaments. Let's just start with Dragunov because he is the man of the hour in Tekken 8, to say the least. In 109, along with bug fixes, adjustments were made to suppress performance of some of Dragunov's overly powerful moves, so these are OP attacks. And they start out with his heat smash, the duration of the attack. This is, by the way, I think it's the third time they hit his heat smash. The duration of the attack and the hitbox of a third attack. So he goes, no, wait. Okay, I got it correctly. I'm an actor, by the way. Been adjusted to make it less likely to hit opponents behind you. Well, that's good. The thing is, whenever I step the first or second hit of his heat smash, he just takes a train to Busan. The ticket to Busan. He's gone, and I can't punish him. So I've never had this problem. But okay, so that's great. I haven't seen that movie, by the way. Shoot me, and I like horror. But down 2. So this is a really big one. Down 2 changed the damage from 17 to 14. The reason this is a big one is because Hatchet is the power low, right? That is like, oh, you're never gonna duck. But that one is really risky, right? And it can be stepped to one direction at least. And then you have full crouch down for 1-4, which is obviously a super good low. But this one is also a little bit more nuanced and situational because you access it from full crouch, right? Down 2 is the super fast multi-purpose low where he immediately evades. It's very fast. It tracks to both sides. This is the multi-purpose low, right? An extremely good low. And this one was now hit quite hard. So now it does 14 damage instead of 17. It might not sound like a lot, but Dragunov players are going to notice this quite rapidly. Like, oh, you're low on health. Bam. Oh, shit, he survived. Prior to patch, that would have killed him. And it's very good nerfing this move because that means a nerf to his homing capabilities, and it's also a nerf to his low capabilities. So these are 2 areas where you definitely want to hurt this character. That's a really nice nerf. I appreciate this. The next one we have is his back for free. This was also something I was sort of expecting because, you know, back 4 series in general has been hit many times across patches, and it was quite obvious why. It was so delayable, like the second hit. Back for 3, hit engage or wall splat. Back for 2, back for 2, 1. And the fact that in Tekken 8 he can like back for 2 into sneak. This string has just been so strong. So they nerfed the damage of back for 2, they nerfed the delay of a follow-up. And now the second hit of back for 3 has sort of been, I mean, completely homing, I think. It hasn't had a homing trail, but it's pretty much been homing. So again, I haven't tested this patch, so I'm assuming now that Jin will be able to sidewalk this. Wow! Yeah, that would hit. And this would actually track both sides. Wow! Legit, this would track both sides. Oh, sorry, he hit. This would fully track both sides. And this led to situations where you saw, like, legit the best Dragunovs in the world, like, you know, Ulsan, Atif Bachi, DCR. I was so surprised they would throw this all the time in the neutral, and I was like, they never did that in Tekken 7, like the best Dragunov players. Like, that's a mid-high, that's pretty risky. But they just used it as a homing button. This is the second nerf we see to his homing utility. This was the first one, and now this one will no longer serve as a homing attack. Thank God! That's a good change. That's a good change. So back for 3, you're gonna see a heck of a lot less in the neutral. And the next one we're gonna get to is Sneak 4, which is arguably the best move in the game. The opponent's behavior on hit has been altered to not induce a wall stun. Really? That's not gonna wall splat. What did I do? No, stun. Thank you. Oh, can I execute this? Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay. It will never wall splat. It will never wall splat. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what? It doesn't knock down. It doesn't knock down. It doesn't knock down. Now it can pressure you forever. I mean, it's true. Like, now he gets... If he hits it like this, he gets you right next to him at +8. Although he recovers crouching himself. But the thing is, like, knocking you down with this attack, and then, you know, being able to... I mean, you say now he can pressure you forever, but it's not... I mean, that knockdown was really strong. You can just link these, right? Because it hits grounded. Why can't I input a core circle 4? This is obviously a big nerf. The fact that it doesn't... I mean, the fact that it doesn't knock down is a nerf. Yeah, he has good Oki in this game due to this move, due to Hatchet. But the fact that it doesn't wall splat is pretty fucking huge. If there was one thing I could wish for here, it's that it wouldn't hit grounded. Like, this situation needs to go, in my opinion. It's just the fact that as soon as you're knocked down, he can, like, option select you with this attack. Do you stay grounded? It hits you. Do you do a get up option? It hits you. Do you stand up to a block? He gets +7 and chip. You know, it's just like, this move shouldn't cover every single option you have. I don't think this character's meant to have strong Oki. It's a bit like, almost like Kazuya, you know, here. He has a huge mid, but just multi-purpose, right? Hits grounded, counter hits you doing anything. If you block, it's still a huge win for him. And then the character also has a low, like in down 2, or even Hatchet, like power low. That hits you on the ground, you spin a Rooney on the ground. If you do any other get up option, it counter hits you. If you stand up into a standing guard, it hits you, right? It's like, you shouldn't have this type of Oki situations. So if I could dream, and, you know, for Christmas get a big old Santa Claus present, you know, it would be that this move does not hit grounded. But yeah, I gotta say it, like, this is really nice to see. It doesn't knock down, it doesn't wall splat, but this attack should not hit grounded. It's already a +7 on block, infinite reach mid, heat engager with more tracking than it should have, but can also launch when he's in heat. You know, it's a +7 on block mid heat engager, and it hits grounded. So that's the one additional thing you need to add. This should not hit grounded. And as soon as this does not hit grounded, we're starting to move into a good direction. But I gotta say, I really appreciate these nerfs. This is very good. This is very good. This is also very good. What these combined will do is that Dragunov is, he is weaker, but he's probably still the best character in the game. Like, oh god, I can really feel the delay now. The damage is just so high whenever he counter hits you. This move remains, I think, too strong due to the aforementioned reasons. And then he's just, the lows are still very good. The throws, super good. Super all-round, multi-purpose. But these nerfs definitely hurt him. And I wonder if some people are now gonna say Yoshi is now the new king. I don't know. You know, there are a couple of other characters that are very strong. Lord needs nerfs as well. For sure. But so now let's look at Lady Robot. Adjustments were made to Alisa's techniques that tended to lead to low risk and passive strategies, right? So basically poking utility, I assume. Let's see, down 4 took a huge damage nerf. So this used to do 15, now does, oh, it's -12, 15, now does 12. So she has a follow-up here, right? Oh my bad. There we go, yeah. It's funny that she has a follow-up and it's still only -12 on block. It's pretty interesting. That's a nice nerf to poking utility. Doing destructive form, forward 1+2, so that's her insanely plus mid check. So destructive form, forward 1+2. So this should now chip less. Change the chip damage on block from 10 to 6. Change the chip damage on block during heat from 50 to 10. Let's see, we're gonna need it to block. So, okay, that's less chip. But as you can see, this is a +5 off. So this now does 10 chip, used to do 15. For some reason, this did 15. She's of course still going to obliterate you when she goes into heat. Yeah, but I mean, I'll take what I can get. But this character needs a lot of work. It's just the fact that as soon as she goes into chainsaw mode, like, she has too many like incredible options to just shut you down completely. This is basically homing, -3 on block, natural. This is her homing low. It's basically like, yeah, don't do anything, just respect me. But you can't respect her because of these frames. Chainsaw mode and this, just how strong that string is when she is in heat. Yeah, chainsaw mode is just gonna remain absolute cancer to deal with. Heihachi, and it's exactly, I think, what I expect. Yeah, that seemed like a bug. In 109, in addition to fixing unintended behaviors, Heihachi underwent balance adjustments to address the issue of excessively high combo damage while in the Warrior Instinct state. So this is the big one, Warrior Instinct 1 back to 2, so that's the old, you know, Rage Drive. That's now a normal attack for Heihachi. When you used it mid-air, when you were Warrior, Ultimate Heihachi, it would slam them into the ground, but it also remove her ability to tech roll. This meant that after that stun, that lasts like, what, a second? They have to recover normally, like standing up or doing a kip up or whatever. But But this means that if you can't tech roll, you gotta recover normally. I mean, Heihachi can just do an unscaled, just wait out that second perfectly. And then now, you're not in a combo state anymore, and he can even counter hit you as you're trying to get up. And now, you know, he gets this unscaled guaranteed follow-up, and it just did way too much damage. So we can see what this looks like now. So now, apparently, the opponent is allowed to tech roll whenever that 1 second of stun state is over. So this will make it so that Heihachi only gets a scaled follow-up, which I would say is pretty fucking fair. Side Ukemi. Do a side Ukemi. You lose a... Now he did. So now we do this. Yeah. So previously you just couldn't tech roll there. You would just get an unscaled follow-up. Be it a fucking perfect omen or, you know, heat down 3-2, and it just did so much damage. Now Heihachi's will take big guaranteed follow-up, and that's that. Heihachi will still have very high damage. He'll still have very high damage. But so yeah, that was bullshit, and I was certainly, everyone was expecting that to go. It was way too much. During Rage, fix an issue in which the round timer progresses. I actually had this happen. It was kind of funny. A super weird bug, but only when you played against Heihachi and Devil Jin hits with the Rage Art, the timer wouldn't freeze during the Rage Art animation. It would count down, and you could get a timeout mid Rage Art, and it was really weird. It really caught you off guard. But okay, so this is the balance patch. Very nice changes. I think this was more like of an emergency, like we gotta nerf this super OP stuff, but there's just so much more that needs changing. But that's gonna be seen, you know, in Season 2. So after the Tekken World Tour is over, as I said, I would expect a bigger balance patch in like February or something like that. But it's still super nice to see. Dragunov, you might think this is nothing, like a slap on the wrist, but these are big nerfs. Make no mistake, like down 2, 3 less damage. Back for 3 is no longer homing. Sneak 4 doesn't wall splat or knock down. This is pretty strong stuff. So super nice to see. And Alisa gets nerfs, but they've only started on this character. It's gonna need a lot more work. Chainsaw mode is a joke. And Heihachi got a very well-deserved nerf. I don't see this character needing any other nerfs. He's super balanced character. I can just say in general that this is a pretty goddamn balanced game. They've done a really good job, and especially considering like, oh, and Jin, there was no arcade release. You know, previous games, we had like 2 years to like patch the arcade version before things went to console. So I think they've done a good job, and they also very quickly removed, you know, homing throws and super busted heat stuff they removed. So I think they've taken it very seriously. And like the DLC characters are just works of art. Like Eddie, Heihachi, Lydia, it certainly hasn't been a repeat, you know, of Leroy, Zafina, Marduk, Akuma, Geese, Noctis, Negan. Did I say Fakum Ram? Like, we haven't seen a repeat of that at all. Like, the DLC characters have been released, like, in almost perfect state. Like, this game is really balanced, in my opinion, outside of, like, the top 10. Top 10 need to come down. And then, you know, a lot of Devil Jin players are upset. Devil Jin is quite fine outside of you playing at Evo. He has a strong win-loss ratio. The character is solid, you know. It's just that he's like B+ tier. And if he wants to compete at Evo really well, he probably needs a better down for 1, or maybe a look at his low pokes or something like that. But the character is pretty fine. The big problems this game has, it's spelled, you know, Alisa, Dragunov. Fengwei starting to resemble a balanced character. This character needs heat, chip, and some damage reduction, in my opinion. King needs nerfing, Jin needs nerfing, Law needs nerfing. Nina certainly needs nerfing. I wonder if Nina is stronger than Dragunov now. Yoshi could be stronger than Dragunov now. And then Xiao Yu needs toning down. Her hypnotist stuff, in my opinion. Victor needs a little bit of toning down. That wall combo needs to go. Shaheen is very strong. But that's it. You know, everything else I think is good. Hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a great day. Take care.